everyone, today I'm going to show you the best top 5 openings for beginners with white. This is part of a 2-part series, so make sure you subscribe for part 2. So the way this first opening goes, it's called the Accelerated London System, or the London System, and it goes d4, d5, bishop f4, knight f6, and then knight f3. What's the goal of the London System, you might be asking? Well, obviously, center control is important in the London System because you're getting control of all these important squares using your bishop and your pawn and your knight, and obviously you're developing these minor pieces early. There's many variations of the London System. I won't go into extensive detail, but this is definitely an opening you can use as a beginner. Pros for it is that it gets your minor pieces, which are the knights and the bishops, developed early, which is really important in the opening. And if you play this variation, then you also can get castled really early. As you can see, you're ready to castle on move 6. So that's extremely important when talking about chess openings, castling early, and that's why I think you should play the London System. The second opening I'm going to show you is called the Queen's Gambit. So it goes by d4, d5, and then c4 is the Queen's Gambit. There's also a lot of variations for the Queen's Gambit, but the accepted one is often what happens at early stages of chess. So you're like 500, 600 elos will probably accept it. This allows for Queen a4 check, which wins the pawn, really, in a lot of situations, will win you this pawn, sometimes even trading queens early, which is why I really do recommend learning how to effectively play the Queen's Gambit, as it is one of the best openings for beginners. Another fantastic opening to play as a beginner is the Italian opening, or the Italian game as it's known as, which starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then bishop c4. This is the Italian opening. It's sometimes played like this instead, but it's basically the Italian opening is most commonly played like this, and what this strives to accomplish is potentially getting a fork up there in early stages of chess, again 500-600, and again just developing these minor pieces is extremely important in this opening. And last but not least, I want to show you the King's Gambit opening. You've probably heard of the Queen's Gambit, or if you're brand new to chess, probably haven't heard of the Queen's Gambit. But this is the King's Gambit, which is similar. It's basically the Queen's Gambit, but on the other side, it goes e4, e5, and then f4 is the King's Gambit. And we're just going to say it's accepted. Let's talk about the accepted variation. And here, obviously, you're just trying to weaken the pawn structure of black and build up a defense on the king side so that you can eventually castle. So I'm just going to play through a little bit. Let's just play through a little bit, do some stuff. Obviously, eventually in the King's Gambit, you want a castle. Now they do have this check, but after you castle, your king is just in a safer zone, and you have pieces around it that can just help it and protect it. So it's actually really good defensive opening. Now, obviously, there are ways to counter it. We might go over that in the next video. So if you do want to see counters to some of these openings that I'm showing you right now, check out my upcoming video about the top 5 openings and defenses for black. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe.